Hi, and welcome to another episode of 15 Minutes Of. I'm your host, Sonya Barrett, and joining me today is broadcast professor Andy Gibson, who's also the station manager for OCU Television. Thanks for joining us today, Andy.
Thanks for having me.
It's great having you here, and we're going to talk a little bit about the new spring lineup that's happening on OCU-TV. So, one of the new shows is this one, 15 Minutes Of. But we also have a few more. Would you like to tell us a little bit about those?
It's great to be here. Usually I'm here, but behind the scenes, right? 15 Minutes Of, as you know, as the host, Sonya, and as you know now that you're watching 15 Minutes Of, is going to be a weekly kind of current events show. Topics that might be important to students. You know, we started this show, actually, we kind of started it last semester, and we had topics like homecoming and finals preparation and stuff that, you know, should be important to students.
Relevant to students.
Exactly, yeah. And so this will be a weekly show that we'll do. Obviously, by the name, it's 15 minutes long, and it's, you know, that person's 15 minutes of fame, kind of the play on words there. So that's an exciting show, I think, that students will be interested in.
And it is like a way for students to get relevant information to them, like you said. And we also have a few more shows that do that. I know we're having News on the Twos come back this semester. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Yeah.
News on the Twos is a news show. News around the campus and around the community. It's a show that we've had in the past, and we're trying to kind of revive that. It makes it a little easier when we offer the television news class. So we'll have that, kind of almost a companion show to that is the Rundown, and it's going to be a quick news update that will air often, and that'll be, you know, a new show every week. And it'll just give you the quick, you know, rundown of what's going on that week and the student activities that they would be interested in. So if you don't have time for the full News on the Twos, then you always have, you know, the 5-minute rundown.
Yeah. And so how can students catch these important updates? Because I know I'm walking around campus and I'm here all the time. I know what's going on in the station, but a lot of people don't really know what we do here. So what are some good ways for students to be able to check out OCU-TV? Well,
obviously, if you live in the dorms, you can catch it on Channel 22. We are in the process we're in the early stages of getting Channel 22 to Cokesbury. We'd love to get it over to the Wilson House as well, so President Henry could watch it anytime he wants. And also the website, that's going to be new this semester. We're going to try to put the majority of the shows on Media OCU. And so, you know, everybody has access to that no matter where you live, because obviously there's people that don't live in Cokesbury or the dorms or Wilson House. And you can hopefully tune in online and you know, pick the shows that you want at the time you want. Obviously, Channel 22 has limitations in that way.
But internet is very convenient, and that's MediaOCU.com for you viewers out there. And so let's talk about some more of our shows. We have some new shows I know that are not just news. We have some funner shows. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, absolutely. We have one of the most fun shows I think so far, and we've got a couple of these shot already, is 4 Points with Emily Owsley. And 4 Points, as you know, as a former pageant girl, it's a show about pageantry, which is kind of a big deal here at OCU. What are the 4 points again?
Style, success, service, and scholarship.
Of course. And Emily Owsley is hilarious as the host of this show. And you know, it's really it's all things pageant, but I think students not involved in pageants would also find some entertainment value in this show for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And she's so good as a host. She's funny and engaging and they bring on pageant contestants from Miss Oklahoma that are going to compete this summer. So it's cool for students to be able to check that out. What else do we have on the lineup? I know we have a new show, Caleb's County Auction.
Caleb's
What's
County
that all
Auction.
about?
Well, Caleb's County Auction is going to. It's more of a cleansing process for us that we hope has some entertainment value as well. We have something called the Hall of History here, and it's basically all of our junk equipment from the past, decades, and we're going to try to get rid of that stuff.
Okay, cool.
Caleb's going to feature some products. We're going to put it up on eBay, Craigslist, so you may find a piece of equipment you want, or you may just love watching the show and tune in and get a little history lesson on the development of television.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to take a quick break, I think, and we'll be right back with Andy Gibson and more on what's happening with OCU Television this spring semester, so stay tuned.
No, 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 no! No!
Just what do you think you are doing, Dave? I really think I'm entitled to an answer to that question. I can see you are really upset about this. I know I've made some very poor decisions recently, but I can give you my complete assurance that my work will be back to normal. Dave, stop, will you? Will you stop, Dave?
My name is Eric.
Welcome back to 15 Minutes Of. I'm joined by Andy Gibson, broadcast professor and station manager for OCU Television. And we're just talking a little bit about some of the new programs for the spring semester here on OCU-TV. So, a new exciting show that I'm pretty excited about because I love theater is Acting Out with Stephen Leahy. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Acting Out with Stephen Leahy is basically going to be a show that features something that OCU is very strong at, and that's theater. The first show will be, it was shot here in studio, and it's going to have scenes and professors talking about scenes and all things acting. Future shows might involve, you know, on stage shoots. So it's going to vary, but it's going to be, you know, all things acting.
Yeah, and it's really cool because I know for me, I get so busy sometimes I can't quite make a show or something, and it's such a big deal here at OCU to have that on TV.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool deal.
Very
and
cool.
Steven, he's a really great host.
He
so,
is, yeah. He
yeah,
knows what he's talking about.
He knows
too.
what he's talking
Yeah.
about. He's around theater a lot, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And then another new show that we have is Retro CU. And I know some of a new show with, but it's some old stuff. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, basically we have, you know, tons of footage of video from the past, you know, long before any of us were here. And it's kind of fun to go back and look at that, especially because the campus has changed so much. So it's kind of neat to go back and see some of this stuff. So Retro CU is basically a look back at OCU's past.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And so speaking of like OCU, playing off of that name, we have Video CU too. What is that?
Video CU is basically a video show. You remember MTV when they used to show music videos?
TRL, yeah.
TRL.
Carson Daly.
Sure, sure. Well, Video CU is going to feature some of the music videos that have been shot and performed by OCU students, and we have, you know, several of those, and you know, hopefully we can keep cranking those out as well. So it's just a quick music video show.
Yeah, and it's a good way to showcase kind of what students work on throughout the semester in their classes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that video project is a big thing.
It's a big one, as you know.
Yeah, so I've been there. But so what else do we have going on? We have our OCU Athletic Update.
Yep, OCU Athletics Update.
We've had that before. Can you explain a little bit about that?
It'll be basically an update on OCU Athletics, right? That's the simple answer. But Andrew Himes does a good job with that. He comes in, he talks to a coach, he talks to a player, and you know, just about OCU sports. And part of OCU Athletics Update is going to be the sports basement,
which is kind of a new thing.
Kind of a new thing.
So
it's
cool.
we've done a little bit of that before, but it's going to be part of the OCU Athletics Update now. And it's basically, you know, sports radio that's on the air. It's on TV, so it's going to be a lot of opinion, a lot of national stories.
And you're usually a
so
special
probably,
guest on there
I'm
too.
sometimes a special guest, so we'll probably just talk Tim Tebow every single day,
of course,
the whole time, because that's all anybody's talking about these days.
He's a big guy, you know. He's a big deal. Go Jesus. So also coming back on TV is Studio 22, right?
Right, Studio 22.
What's that about?
Studio 22, as if you've ever seen Channel 22, you've probably seen Studio 22. Basically, it's our studio production class that puts on a 30-minute show and has some sort of talent on the air. So that's a class that's offered every other semester, and we have a vault of these shows that we'll show, and you know, next semester we'll have new shows as well.
Do you think we'll have any new shows for the spring semester at all?
We could. We might. There's talks of doing some live shows.
That'd be pretty cool.
So, you know, be on the lookout for those. They will probably be like Thursday nights at 10 or something, you know, some kind of primetime live show, and that'll be a first here at OCU-TV. So that could be kind of fun and something to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. And then we also have just one more show, the Singapore show.
Yep.
And what is that exactly?
Yeah, Singapore show.
In a few short words.
Yeah, we have an agreement. We have a relationship with MDIS in Singapore. They send students over here. They produce a show, and we'll air some of these that we have every semester.
Well, it all sounds pretty good. I'm pretty excited for this new spring lineup we got going on.
Get ready to work.
Yeah, I'm going to be working a lot. But thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you guys for joining us. Hope to see you next time on 15 Minutes of.